Hey guys, I just thought I'd do a video about how everything went yesterday. As you can tell by the title of the video, here, it did kind of go wrong. I am really glad I met Dan and Phil, and it mostly went really well, and they gave me hugs and were just so kind and sweet and gentle and just everything you would imagine them to be, they were. So I'm really glad that I did meet them, and I will cover all that in the video. I just wanted to also talk about how it went wrong so people on Twitter can understand the whole story and so everyone can understand the whole story. Now I'm sure most of you know that I had some presents for them to wear in the selfie, and here they are. And I'd promised people on Twitter that I'd get a picture of them in these hats that are so cute, and that didn't quite go to plan. So the picture on Twitter is a beautiful picture of me with Dan and Phil. Here you go. And we look all smiley and happy and cute, and it's just everything I could have dreamed, really. But yeah, I understand there's no beanies in the selfie. I didn't deliver my promise. I'm gonna stop waffling now, but here is my vlog. It starts with me meeting Emily, Stirring Fandoms / Stirring Pixels. We meet in the train station and then we go on to Tatanov. Warning, these vlogs are a mess because I am a mess.
Giving me weird looks. It's Stirring Fandoms!
Hi! I'm trying to see if I've met anyone else.
Yeah.
Are you recording?
I am. Oh, you're so cute!
Hello!
Hello!
Thank you so much! Yeah. As a marketing friend. I was there with my friend, and I just got like 6 autographs in the past, and I was like, oh my god, today could not get any better. And then Alfie came out, and I was like, I like Alfie. But if Dan and Phil came out, I would have one time. And then they did, and then
We're in. Have you met them before? Me neither. Are you okay there? You look like you're internally dying. Like,
I am not okay. I am not okay.
I'm so not okay.
Okay, so we're all in like the foyer area and we're just getting, I think we're getting our free stuff and our, what are we doing? We're getting some free stuff. We're writing 7-second challenges and we're putting things in for the internet support group. I'm just gonna do a voice note for this vlog, hang on. Warning, these vlogs are a mess because I am a mess. I think that's okay. Oh, did that even work? Warning, these vlogs are a mess because I am a mess. Yes.
Dan and Phil have taken one photograph per person, but you can go through one item size. Don't get your arm size because you've got to wash your arm. You won't be able to keep that.
Oh, I didn't know there's no videos. That means I can't ask for a motivational message. I'll have to ask them to write it down.
Okay. But does that mean that we can do what we were gonna do?
Our plan was we would go in together. Emily would film me running into their arms and hugging them, and we would take selfies on my phone. She would film me on this camera here. Then we'd swap. I would take the camera and film her. I would film her with this camera, my camera, and she would take selfies with them and film a little message on her phone for her friends, and then we'd go out and I would have a vlog of meeting Dan and Phil, and I'd have selfies on my phone and everything would be fine, right? But no, they wouldn't allow it.
Hey! Oh my god, they look so beautiful!
I don't want to be at the front. I want to be at the back.
No, I want to be with you! Emily, I'm going to kick your ass if you make us go to the back.
Right.
If Stirring Fandoms dies, this is why.
They seemed adamant that there was just no recording at all. They just didn't want it recorded full stop. So I was just trying to find ways that I could record it on the down low.
Okay, I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this around my neck and it's going to be recording, so it will look like a really weird angle. I'm not like deliberately filming their dicks or something, just so you know. That's really gross. It's just so I can get like the audio or whatever, so you probably won't see them properly, but it's the best way I can get a recording without getting told off.
So as I said there, I got a bit sneaky. I was going to queue up and then sort of sneakily press the button before I go in, so it would be kind of secretly recording. Now, I wasn't meant to do this, I know. As I said in my clip, it was around my neck. I wasn't allowed to film properly. I'm just sorry about the angle. It wasn't my fault. I'm just... Roll the clip.
Ready? And stop.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so happy to see you.
Hello, hi.
Oh,
I love your hair, I have to say.
I love your hair. I'm always jealous of how your fringe and stuff is always perfect.
Oh, thank you. Well, the colours in yours are great, so that's good. Have a little haircut.
What is in your
What are
Tesco bag?
these?
I have, okay, I'm a mess.
No, it's fine.
I wanted you to know how you saved my life,
Oh, that means a lot.
but I didn't know how to say it, so I drew it.
Incredible.
So I made this for you guys.
Oh, Amy's looking
That is so lovely.
That's so
honestly.
sweet.
That's
Thank you so
Oh, you're a
much.
Sushi Roll fan. Oh,
Yeah.
hello, hi. Nice to see you.
Oh my god, you remember me!
I've seen tweets. That's good. Could you keep that?
Oh, fuck.
Keep that somewhere safe.
Okay, brief,
we'll
brief,
keep that
brief.
safe.
Oh my god. He remembered me? Right, remember my video, Noticed by Senpai? It happened.
Do you want
guys
to
have got-
sign anything?
Yeah.
Oh, I would be. Do you know what you're
There's-
signing yourself up for? I have to
It's not
say.
most,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Why did I say that?
There's a lot of
There's
awkward
one-
moments in your way.
There's one each, because I wanted to keep one and you can keep one.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. That's a nice idea. Yeah,
It's
could
a
you keep that
friendship.
back and we can take that back for us?
They signed it. It's official. BFFLs. This is going to go on my wall as well. So here's where it gets interesting. As I've said, the security told me not to record. As I've said, the security was standing nearby watching me like a hawk. But as I've also said on Twitter, my friends Nikki and Frankie @below couldn't be here, so I promised them that I would vlog Dan and Phil saying something to them. So, what do you think I did?
There you go.
Do you want a photo on your camera or on the phone?
Actually, I'm just recording vocally, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you mind saying hello to Nikki and Frankie who couldn't be here? Okay, never mind. Sorry, Nikki and Frankie.
So you heard that that was the security guard coming over and telling me off and saying no recording. What I did then was I went sorry, sorry and just pressed the red button and turned it off. And Dan didn't know whether it was still recording or not, so he was trying to talk to it like, hey, oh, is it recording? Hi. And I was like, no, I turned it off because I got told off. Dan Howell, he just leans forward, presses the red button, and this happens.
Dan, press the button. Rebel.
Hello, hi, thank you for watching our videos.
Oh my god.
And I was like, see, that was Dan and Phil. Don't make me be in trouble. It's all them. I just blamed Dan and Phil, because it was. So I actually uploaded that as a separate video for Frankie and Nikki, and I've tweeted it already, and they're like, ah! So I'll link that video to this video so people can find this, because otherwise I've got no context. But yeah, that's what that video was. If you've come here from that video, that was basically Dan rebelling against the security guard, taking my camera and doing a vlog with it. Just give me a moment. So then I gave them the presents, they unwrapped them, they looked at them, they laughed, they put them on, they looked cute, I told them they looked beautiful, and we took a selfie. We smiled, took the picture, it looked nice on the screen, I got the phone back, and I buggered off quickly so the security couldn't kill me. I found Emily and I was just like, it was amazing. And then I looked at the selfie. That was the selfie. That was literally the only selfie on my phone. I was beside myself. I'd paid money for hats, for a meet and greet, which should involve a selfie, / autographs and whatever else. I didn't know what to do, and they said go up to the staff and ask if you can cut back in the line. So I went back to the nice blonde lady who gave me my stuff, and I showed her the selfie, and I was like, excuse me, we only took one selfie and this was it. And she was like, oh dear, that's not good at all, is it? I was like, yeah, it was Dan's fault. And she directed me to another lady, and I explained what had happened and that it had gone wrong, and she said that I should stay with my friends and she would call me at the end and I would go up and do another one. Great! So I got to meet them twice in one meet and greet. So they called me over at the end, and there was the mean guy from before, who was like the male security guard, and there was the second lady I spoke to, dark-haired lady. So not the lady who gave me the bag, the other lady. And he was being really strict, and he was like, you don't talk to them, you don't hug them, you go in and you take a selfie, they're not signing anything. And I was like, okay, but I've got some hats. I know this sounds really weird, but could they possibly put the hats on for the selfie? And he was like, no, no, no. And I was like, oh my god, I spent friggin' 22 quid on these hats, which were like customised for them and matching their personalities and cute, and they liked them. And I literally told so many people on Twitter that they were going to get a selfie of Dan and Phil in bloomin' Phil Trash #1 and Dan Trash #1. And I really thought, you know how people try and get known in the fandom by, like, one of them's fighting Dan and Phil, and one of them's aliens. I just wanted to be like that, maybe not get famous, but get noticed by doing something unique. That was my plan. I was going to do something unique and memorable at the meet and greet. He wasn't allowing any of it. So I was like, right, we've got Rebel Amy here. We've got Rebel Dan. We've got Phil. Let's do this. So I went in. The guy, security guard, followed me close to. He was not taking any shit. And Dan got my phone ready, and I was like, Dan, I'm sorry, but could you possibly get the hats just because it's for the selfie? And the guy was like, no. And I was just looking at him like, please. And he said, oh, I think they got taken off to our dressing room. And I could see all their gifts lined up. Dan can't fucking pull the wool over my eyes. I can see my pink and black wrapping paper in the corner. And I was like, no, I think that's them there. And the guy was like, no, 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 we need to get them to the stage. And I was just like, ugh. And Dan couldn't do anything, like, bless him. I know he would help if he could. It was literally like he could have just walked and got them. It would have taken less than 5 seconds to put the hats on. But the guy was being so mean, and Dan had already defied him, and I guess he didn't want to be in trouble. And he could tell, I didn't get really upset or anything, but he could tell that I was really disappointed. And he spoke really gently. And he had such a soothing voice, and he was like, look, here we go, here's Dan taking a proper selfie this time. And he took the selfie, and we kept the screen really still so it didn't blur, and then we looked at it, and I was like, thank you, thank you. I'm just getting emotional now. And I was walking off, and I was just so pissed off about the hats, but just so appreciative of how Dan and Phil are. And I walked off, and Dan was like, thank you, you look beautiful. He said I look beautiful. And I was like, thank you, you looked beautiful too. And I walked out, and Emily was there, and G was there, and just like loads of my friends, and they were all like, how did it go? Did you do it? And I was like, Dan said I was beautiful, and they were like, oh! And then we really had to like get ready and go to the show. And I was just such a mess, and I was like, they weren't allowed to put the hats on. So that's how it went wrong, because of one security guard who wouldn't let them put on hats. Oh, I spent money on those hats. So anyway, I was in a good mood. I mean, they were so sweet, and Dan was so caring, and I think he could tell that the security guard was upsetting me, and he was just spoke with a really soft, gentle voice, and he just really calmed me down, and he was so lovely, and Phil was so lovely, and in the picture you can see Phil's arm is on my waist, and they were just so squishy and nice. And I was then in a good mood. We went to the show. Before the show they have some music. You're not allowed to vlog during the show, of course, but I did get some of the music and people singing, so here that is. We're breaking free. So I watched the show for a second time. It was great. Everyone laughed and had a great time. There's a bit in the show where they throw out paper plates, and I caught one, so that's something else to go on the wall. Just a plain plate, but you guys know what it represents. And then they went off the stage at the end, and I was like, I have to get a message to them, because I still haven't learnt to stay in my lane. So in the goodie bag, one of the things we got for some reason was a postcard. I don't even know what it was. I wrote a note on the postcard telling them to upload, or asking them to upload the selfies in the hats, because 1, the internet needs it, I've got to get that in there, 2, I promised my followers, and 3, they cost me money. And I could like see the gap that there was someone in there that I could run in and give it to, but security were like closing in because people were hanging out near the stage and trying to catch confetti and stuff, and they didn't want anyone to go on the stage, which is fair enough. Or run backstage and like attack Dan and Phil or jump on them or something. So I couldn't get on the stage or get to backstage or anything like that, so I just threw it onto the stage like a frisbee so it wouldn't flip over, so they could see it when it's on the floor. I thought they'll come back on stage at some point and pick it up, right? And then I left, but I still wasn't convinced, so I had a piece of paper in my bag and I wrote something and just asked the event staff to give it to Dan and Phil. And they were all like, oh, you have to ask the managers who have the things on. So I found the managers and they said, oh, you have to ask someone else. And I got someone and he said, yeah, it's fine, I'll go give it to them now. So he gave them a message from me. It says it's from Sushi Roll Fan, so they know which hats it was. And because of the whole palaver, they'll remember me in the situation. They'll know it's from me. If you feel the same and want them to wear the hats, please tweet them and annoy them, or retweet my things or whatever. I know it's a bit like, oh, it says we're trash for each other, but come on, they've admitted that anyway. I haven't got post-Tatanov depression yet. I'm just kind of feeling the love. I met so many nice people from the group chat, and I can't even list them all, but they're just lovely. And I met Dan and Phil, and they were so kind and gave me hugs, and yeah, I'm just on a high from that. I am still experiencing problems with the job centre, serious problems this time, and it's depressing, but I feel like I can't be depressed because I'm just on a high and full of happiness. I will be discussing that in a different video. So I hope you liked my video about how I met Dan and Phil and it all went wrong. Please thumbs it up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more of this crazy fangirl. And what's the other thing? Leave feedback below in the comments. I'll see you soon and I love you very much. Bye!